I'll get a photo with these guys, and then I'll take some photos of the actual train. Come on everybody, smile. I've decided to record that again because they put me off. And my worst enemy for recording, as usual, the security checks. I'll see you on the other side. I'm in Beijing, and today the aim of the video is to get from Beijing to Shanghai on the bullet train. If I just spin around, you can see what I've been looking at from my hotel room over the last 4 days. This is obviously Beijing. If I zoom in here, you can see Beijing railway station. There's the main plaza there. Below me, I'm staying at the Sofitel Hotel, and it's just on the edge of Ring Road number 2. Beijing has lots of, multiple ring roads around the city. And if I look at that road over there, heading off towards the top of the screen, that road leads to Tiananmen Square and the Forbidden City. So yeah, it's quite an impressive view of Beijing. And hopefully by the end of the day, once we've caught the bullet train, I'll be able to show you a view of Shanghai. We should get there in the early evening, just before it gets dark. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check out the hotel, and once I've done that, I'll meet you downstairs en route to the subway station to go to Beijing South railway station to catch our bullet train. Okay, so I've just checked out of the hotel. Really nice hotel, the Sofitel. Well, at least I think I've checked out anyway. The language barrier, it is a problem. Like, it hasn't been that straightforward over the last few days. I've used translation apps, but even so, sometimes it's been a little bit tricky. But anyway, so I've settled up there. We're going to head to the railway station. I bought it's like the equivalent to like an Oyster card. Put lots of credit on the card, so I didn't have to faff about every time I use the metro. It is like really cheap. It's cost about 50p, I'd say. Probably cheaper than that per journey on the subway, and it's just a fantastic way to get around the city. The city itself is actually really, really big. One of the strangest things, though, you'll see in a minute, and I do have to be a little bit cautious about this, is when you enter the subway, there are bag checks. So it's just like the equivalent of walking into an airport. You put your baggage on a belt, and the security guards like frisk you, make sure, I suppose you're not a dodgy passenger. And also there are soldiers at the front of the subway. It's just like they're guarding the subway, so again, I don't really want to film them too much, but yeah, we might get a glimpse of that. Okay, so now we're just walking across the ring road again. I'll just change the camera so you can see that properly. And the first thing you'll notice, there are cameras, CCTV cameras. There are cameras everywhere in Beijing, and they're really obvious on the subway as well. Yeah, it's a lovely blue sky. Yesterday it was 33 degrees. One of the things that I found a little bit difficult is like it's really, really hot outside, and then when you go inside, the air conditioning's really cool. Yeah, there's the main ring road, and if I look back there, that's the hotel that I stayed at, the Sofitel. And I was on the 23rd floor looking out over Beijing. Okay, so I'm just going to head over there to where the subway is, and I'll catch you in a second. Yeah, this is interesting. Pedestrian crossing, but if I just change the screen, they don't stop. And in the morning at 8 o'clock, this lane here is full of cyclists and motorcycles, and it's literally every man for himself. But it's a little bit quieter today. So I've reached it to the metro station. If I just change the camera again, there's the hotel that I was staying at, the Sofitel. I'll zoom back out, and in front of us there's lots of like rose bushes on the streets near the subway station. I've made it to Beijing South Railway Station. This is the station where I'm going to get the bullet train to Shanghai. It's quite busy, so let's see what happens here. Apparently the railway station is going to be absolutely massive, so it's going to be more similar to like an airport than a railway station that we're used to. So everything's labelled in English. I can see where to go to the railway station. Just tap that. 7 credit, but it doesn't matter because I'm leaving. And let's go to the platforms. This could be a sketchy video. I don't know if I'm going to have enough material. So I left the hotel, got to the subway, and for the first time ever at the metro station after 4 days, they asked to search my bag after it went through the x-ray machine, because I had 2 bottles of water prepared for this trip that we're doing today. I finally made it to Beijing South Railway Station. Here, I'll flip the screen so you can see what I'm looking at. It's absolutely massive. It looks more like an airport. So you can see that there are areas numbered. So if I just zoom in on this one, number 20A and 21A, there's people queuing. So the trains are actually below this waiting area, this concourse. And you can see like these people here, these passengers are waiting to board their train. It's coming up soon. So to get up to this area, I've had to show my passport twice, and I needed a visa to be able to leave Beijing and go down to Shanghai. So the security is really strict. Foreigners use their passports. People, residents of China or citizens of China, they use their identity cards, and this is what the gates look like. So you can see people scanning their cards, and then it takes them down to the trains which are downstairs. And the citizens, they book their trains on WeChat, and it's all connected with their national identity cards. I booked this train ticket via an agency. I think it was called China Highlights. I'll put it in the description below. And my passport is actually my ticket. So when I caught the bullet train to the Great Wall of China the other day, you don't actually get a physical ticket. You just show them the passport, and then they'll let you through the gate. Funny enough, after I visited the Great Wall, I just thought I can go home a little bit earlier. I went onto one of the trains, they scanned it, and it's no, you have to wait. And there's no contingency, you literally have to wait. So I'm a little bit nervous about today. To get to this far though is a good omen, because if there was going to be an issue, I don't think I'd even get in here. So hopefully when I do scan my passport, I'll go downstairs. I've got a printed email of what the coach and seat number that I'm in, and then we'll hopefully go down to Shanghai. Even though it's a bullet train, they're slightly faster than the ones in Japan. It's still going to take 4.5 hours, so it is a long journey. I think what I'll do is, let's have one more look at it. There we go, absolutely massive. So I need to, it's 20 to 12 here now. I need to find out which gate that my train is at. But if I just spin the screen here so you can see, this is like one of the boards where it tells you what time the train is and stuff. So my train is G13 to Shanghai at 1 p.m. and I can see by looking at the board, if I zoom in, it's going to be on gate number 7, and apparently it is on time. So hopefully I'll have a good trip. as soon as I get through the gate, I'm going to record going through the gate. I'll take some video recordings of the front of the train, and then we'll rush on, and I'll show you what it looks like inside the train as well. So I've made it to the gates, gate number 7, and if I just flick the screen here now, I'll zoom in. So you can see it takes off, well, takes off. It leaves at 1 o'clock. So I've got an audience. Say hi, guys. It will leave at 1 o'clock, and on the very right-hand side it says 11 to 17. So that is the coach reference. My coach is actually number 16, so this is the gate that I need to be at. If I look behind, there's another one over there, 7, but that's the first few gates, 1 to 10. I think, hang on, I want a photo. Do you want a photo? Photo, yeah, okay. All right, so I'll leave it for the time being. I'll get a photo with these guys, and then I'll take some photos of the actual train. Come on, everybody, smile. I've decided to record that again because they put me off. So, here, just switch the screen again. So, my train is G13 at 1 o'clock. It's obviously gate number 7, and I'm in coach number 16. So yeah, it's basically 11 to 17. This is where you'd stand. If I flip behind me, there's also another gate just there, but that gate is for the earlier coaches on the train. So this is proving very difficult. I haven't got a clue what that says. Let's just go to the train. So I've just had my passport checked, and it validated. I can now go to Shanghai. So now we have access down to the platform itself. We get the first view of the train. So the ticket that I've got is coach number 16, or carriage number 16, and I've got a specific seat number as well. I'm not too sure if it's a window or an aisle seat, but we'll find out when I board it. I'm going to go down to the front of the train, have a look at it. We've got half an hour before it leaves, so I made sure I got to the gate really early. So I was one of the first people that come down to the station, the platform. So that's my carriage, number 16. In fact, we're very close to the front of the train. And as predicted, there were some people, tourists like myself, taking some photos. These are fantastic trains. So let's take a look at the front. There you go. I actually thought my train was going to look more like the one in the middle. Oops. 您已越过警戒线，请立即离开。您已越过警戒线，请立即离开。您已越过警戒线，请立即离开。Got told to stand back, I think. Yeah, getting told to stand back. getting told off in Chinese. Just a typical day. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple of photos of the train, then I'll get back on the carriage and see what the inside of the train looks like. So I got some photos of the front of the train. There were a few bullet trains there, but the alarm kept going off. You're not allowed to go too far down the platform, so yeah, that was a bit disappointing, but hopefully I'll be able to get some more photos on when we get to Shanghai. So, oh, this is actually my carriage, so we can see the reference. It's number 16, and this is the train, G13. So let's go on board and see what it looks like. So I'm going to be in seat 16. I think it was 5F. So this is home for the next 4.5 hours.
Welcome to the Fuxing train. Smoking is not allowed on the train. Next stop is Shanghai Station.
So I've just arrived in Shanghai. It was a 4.5 hour journey. It went quite quick. Hopefully I've got some good footage of the scenery. It's actually quite green. Then there were lots of residential buildings and lots of like in mid-construction. That was interesting to see. But I want to get a photo of the train. When I was at the train station in Beijing, there was an alarm that kept going off, so I'll be able to get a better look at the station and get a photo. The highest speed I've recorded was 48 kilometers per hour. So that is slightly faster than the Shinkansen and the trains in Europe. And over the other side of the platform, old-fashioned, well, older train. Right, so the aim now is to get onto the subway and get to the hotel. So the metro station is roughly about 5 minutes from the Shanghai railway station that I arrived in on the bullet train. The first thing that I've done is buy one of these passes. I've put some credit on, so hopefully it will just last me for the duration of my time in Shanghai. It's only about 48 hours. And it just says buying a ticket every time I get to the subway stations. So I'm going on metro line number 4, and it's only a few stops. And my worst enemy for recording, as usual, the security checks. I'll see you on the other side. Every metro station or subway station has those airport style security. They have them in Beijing as well. And they're a bit of a nuisance. It doesn't make it easy recording. At the same time, when you go to the railway stations, they obviously, from the video earlier, they check your passport. But hopefully now we're going to be on line number 4. I'm regretting not planning this, but I think this is my station. And I looked at Google Maps before I came out, and it should be exit number 1. And hopefully my hotel will be pretty much outside. If it's not, this is going to be a bit of a disaster. I've got to work it out. Basically, if you ever plan to come to China, you'll know that Google Maps is limited. It's a bit sketchy, and what I've been using is something called Gouda Map. The GPS works. I don't understand the writing or any of the features, but at least I can see where I am on a GPS. But it doesn't put the metro stations on the map, so I'm literally going to wing this a little bit. Hopefully it will work out for me. Okay, so this is exit number 1. This is the moment of truth, how prepared I am. So I've just come out the metro. That's a pretty cool view. So I'm going to go up that tower tomorrow at 10:30. Then after that, I'm going to go on the maglev. So I'm going to check into the hotel, which is right behind me here. And then I'm going to go over and try and get a view of the skyline, have something to eat. So the hotel is called the Eaton Hotel. The Eaton Hotel. So this is the bedroom. That is the bathroom. Excellent cupboard space. That's the door to the room. If I spin round, I've got my own private lounge, flat screen TV, and then to top it off, look at that for a view of Shanghai. Zoom in on the Shanghai Tower. You didn't really think I was going to come all the way from Beijing to Shanghai on the train and not show you this. So I've been here for about half an hour. Got the directions from the chap in the lobby of the hotel. It was really straightforward getting here. It's very noticeable. There's two things. It is a little bit cooler than Beijing, and the vibe here, it's really modern and really hectic. But yeah, I'm just going to walk over to this viewpoint, and this should be a pretty special view. There we go. That's what it's all about. That's why we've come here.